Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of What the Heck is Steve Talking About? Today, we're going to go over something a little bit different. We're going to go over some pneumatics. This is for Mary Romero's IET-432 electrical control of hydraulics class. But today, we're just going to do a little short video on pneumatics and just to get our feet wet. Eventually, Mary will introduce more pneumatics in a later course, which I think is IET-436. So we're just going to show you a couple things here. So let me turn the camera around and let's get started. Okay guys, so I'm not going to have really any wiring diagrams for you today or even pneumatic line diagrams. Like I said, we're just really touching on this for the hydraulics class. To show you a little bit of pneumatics. So I think this really could relate to your Amatrol module 13 and 14. Again, it's not following anything super close. It's just touching on some of the stuff that we have going on here. So let me start by showing you this. What we've got here is, of course, our electrical control module. And you've seen me control hydraulic DCVs, of which I don't have one here in front of me, not an electronically controlled one anyway, but you've seen me control hydraulics with those push buttons, right? Fair enough. What I've done today is I've wired this up so that these push buttons are going to control a pneumatic DCV. And there's the pneumatic DCV right there. We've got air lines coming in, we've got the wires hooked up, and ultimately those lines control that cylinder right there. So it's pretty cool stuff. Let's get turned on here, right? So we've got power. So what's going to happen is I'm going to push these push buttons here. One's going to extend the rod, the other's going to retract it. And really all it's doing is controlling the solenoid in this pneumatic DCV. So as we press this, we're also going to see indicator lights here. So green means extend, red means retract. And again, when I push the button, you can see extend and retract. And keep in mind, we're doing the same stuff we did in the previous video, but that was with hydraulics, right? That was with fluid power. This time we're using compressed air, right? It's pretty simple stuff. So what I'm going to do here is switch the camera off for a minute. And I'm going to plumb in a couple of flow control valves, right? We know what those are. Those relate also to hydraulics and pneumatics. So let me plumb those in and we'll see how those work. So hang on a minute. Okay, so you can see now I've got these flow control valves plumbed into our pneumatic lines. And that's going to allow us to control the speed at which we want this cylinder or the rod to extend and retract. So let's give that a shot. Now, remember the speed that it was traveling at a minute ago. Now I'm going to hit my extend, and you can see how we're controlling the airflow with those flow control valves, right? To limit the speed or control it to suit whatever need we have. And again, it's similar to what we're doing on hydraulics. We're just, this time we're controlling the airflow. Okay, so I've got one last thing I want to show you here. Keep in mind that this control module here, this could be like in a control room in a factory somewhere. And in fact, this DCV could be, who knows, it could be 100 feet away, it could be 100 yards away, but you can control it remotely from these push buttons. Well, sometimes we need to go out in the field and work on the DCV or the rod itself, and we are many feet away from this control panel. So what they give us on these DCVs are overrides here. We can jog the cylinder using these right here, and all we have to do is push them in with a tool, and we're going to do that. So if we push this one in here, I think it's going to extend the cylinder. There we go. And if we come up here and we push this one, it's going to retract. and we can use these for jogging purposes, right? And jogging means just momentarily activating. So if we're out in the field and we need to work on this, we can just bump this little button here, like that, right? And that's how we jog that cylinder. All right? And one last thing I want to point out here is we know when we use our hydraulic DCVs, we have a line coming out that goes back to the tank, right? We need that fluid to go somewhere. We don't want to dump it all over the floor. Well, in the case of a pneumatic DCV, we just vent the used air out to the atmosphere, right? There's no tank for it to go back to. So, so it's a pretty simple device, but it sure is handy. All right, guys, there we go. I said it was going to be a short one. It's just a little introduction to pneumatics, just touching on some of the main components. As always, if you have any questions, my email is going to be down below. You can always get a hold of your instructor, Mary Romero. And I'd appreciate it if you would give this video a like and a subscribe to my channel. Okay, there you go. Another edition of What the Heck is Steve Talking About? Thanks for watching.
It's been a while since I could hold my